Welcome to the Self-Growth Nerds podcast. I'm your host, Marie, a courage coach, creative soul, and adventure seeker. Since through hiking the Pacific Crest Trail in 2019, I'm on a mission to help you embrace your most confident self so you can achieve your dreams too. If you're eager for deep conversations, big questions, and meaningful connections, join me on the quest to discovering how we can create a more magical and memorable life. Hello, nerds! How are you? I'm really good, although for the concept of this episode, I should say I'm bad. Because today we are talking about the importance of negative thinking and how liberating it can be. So you're probably like me, trying to be optimistic and see the bright side all the time. But by trying to force positive thinking onto our minds, we are sometimes lying to ourselves and repressing our truth. Now, this idea comes from Martha Beck in her book, The Way of Integrity. So she says that sometimes you just have to tell the truth about how lost you are instead of putting on a brave face. And not in a whiny way, just in a neutral, observant way. Notice the difference between, I don't know what I'm doing right now, versus, I don't know what I'm doing right now. Same sentence, but the energy behind it is different. We're going for option 2. Now, what I'm going to do is give you 7 different examples of situations where you can make that sort of reframe from trying to be positive to actually using negative thinking to free yourself up and to be in integrity. You'll see there's a lot of relief there. So example number 1, let's say you're unhappy in your relationship. That was me, right? I had a lot to be happy about and I was happy a lot of the time. So I try to tell myself, I have so much to be grateful here. This is a really good person. I have so much to be grateful here. But that didn't make any of the dissatisfaction go away. Because the deeper truth was, this is never going to be what I want. Try it on. Try it on like a piece of clothing in your own relationship. Think about your relationship and then tell yourself, this is never going to be what I want, and see how it feels in your body. You know a thought is true when your body relaxes a little bit when it hears it. Like your body sinks in a sofa or something, so pay attention. You might be like, oh no, this doesn't resonate at all. That's fine. Just try it on like a piece of clothing. Example number 2. Let's say you've been feeling super anxious because you're starting a new project that's going to require a lot from you. You might try to be positive and be like, everything's going to work out. Everything's going to work out. Now notice how that's basically your ego lying to remain in control, to get a sense of superficial control on the situation. That's what like our friends tell us, like, oh, just be positive, everything's going to work out. But notice the difference if you instead say, I am afraid this is not going to work out and I'll be really sad. And just be with that thought without trying to fix the situation. It's okay to be afraid. It's okay to be sad if you end up feeling sad. And not everyone feels comfortable hearing things like this. Many people want to, fix negative emotions, but I want to encourage you, at least with yourself, to be like, yeah, I'm afraid it won't work and I'm going to be sad, and that's okay. That's truthful. More truthful than everything's going to work out. And truth is a gift that you give yourself. Example number 3, let's say that project didn't go as planned. It failed, or by fail, I mean it didn't go as well as you had expected. Instead of telling yourself, at least I tried my best, like many people might tell you, Be honest. Allow yourself to say, I'm disappointed because I tried my best. Or I'm disappointed because I had higher expectations. And notice when you go towards thoughts like this, it might be easier to breathe. You might feel seen. You might feel held. And again, don't expect others to validate those quote unquote negative thoughts, but at least validate them for yourself. And it might help you be a better friend. Example number 4. You're feeling bored with your friends that are doing small talk, or they're just talking about the same thing that they always talk about. Instead of trying to pep yourself up and be like, they're good people, I should be happy, what's wrong with me? They're good people. You can tell yourself the truth, which might be, these are not my people. I want to find my people. And part of you might go, oh, but it's rude. Don't be rude. But what if it's true? Example number 5. Feeling depressed. You're going through a difficult time. Instead of telling yourself this is going to pass and make me a stronger person, unless this helps you feel better, then please be my guest and use this thought. But if it's not a thought that you actually believe, then try going with something like, I am completely lost and I don't know how I got here. And see how that feels. Again, like I was telling you, a thought is true when it brings a sense of relief. Oh, yes, finally, I am speaking the truth. Now, this is quote unquote negative thinking in a matter-of-fact, self-accepting way. But be careful, because I'm not giving you permission to go to self-pity or self-loathing, okay? The thought is, I am completely lost and I don't know how I got here. Not things like, I'm a worthless piece of shit or I should never have done that. No, I won't allow that flavor of negative thinking. Not allowed. No blaming, just stating. Okay? 2 more examples. Let's say you had a promotion at work and it's still feeling wrong. You're not satisfied. Or something else that you got that you were supposed to be about and you're actually not. You're still feeling empty or like something is missing. Instead of trying to convince yourself this is a good thing, come on, this is a good thing, you can say simply, I don't feel good. This reminds me of a scene in a movie I watched recently, Girl. I told you about it, the Belgium movie about the trans teenage girl. She's sitting at the kitchen table with her dad and she's crying because the process is going more slowly than she wants it to be. She wants to have hips. She wants to have breasts. And they're not there yet. So she's feeling discouraged. And her dad is like, everything that's happening to you is good. This is a good thing. It is going well. And we can see his intention. His intentions are pure. But it seems like all she needs is validation that this is hard. That she doesn't feel good in the moment. So you can do that for yourself when people around you are not. And lastly, if your life isn't where you want it to be, instead of telling yourself, I can figure this out on my own, I can suck it up and I'm going to read books and I'm going to listen to podcasts, I can figure this out, which is true, you can, but you can also choose to think, I need help right now. And if you find relief in that thought, if that thought feels like coming home to truth, lean into it. And I want to encourage you to book a free call with me. Because maybe I am the person to help you. Maybe I'm not, but you will never know unless you book that call and have that conversation with me. and I'm not gonna convince you into anything. We're just gonna have a casual chat, you and I, about what's going on, how I think it can help, and then you get to decide. But don't let your ego try to convince you that if you were really strong, you would figure it out on your own. This is not what life is about. You deserve to get the help you need, and sometimes just being able to say, I need help, is healing in itself. So I recommend it. I recommend acknowledging when you're in a season of your life where you actually need a guide to support you. There's nothing wrong in that. There's nothing shameful in that. We all go through those seasons. All of us. Okay? And what's going to have a massive impact on how you pull through and who you become is your relationship with yourself while you're going through the struggle. Are you going to make it harder on yourself by forcing yourself to push and do big miles like on a hike? Or are you going to be like, you know what, honey, you deserve some rest and it's going to be easier tomorrow. So to book that call is selfgrowthnerds.com/coaching. And that is it for this week. I hope this was helpful for you. Please reach out to me on Instagram, selfgrowthnerds, to give me feedback. I love to hear from you, love to hear your insights. And we can have a chat. I'm a real human being on the other side of this. Okay? Have a beautiful rest of your week. Bye-bye. If you love what you're hearing on the Self-Growth Nerds podcast and you want individual help finding a new direction for your life and developing the courage to make your dreams a reality, you have to check out how we can work together on selfgrowthnerds.com or message me on Instagram at selfgrowthnerds. My clients say they would have needed that support years ago. So if you're tired of feeling like you're wasting your life, don't wait. Get in touch now, and I cannot wait to meet you.